Are you sick of dying to bonzo and Hypixel Skyblock? Are you sick of not being able to complete floor 1 without meeting good teammates or even a carry? Then this is the video for you. In this video, I will show you the easiest budget way that you can get not only defeat bonzo, but do it without dying even once and getting yourself and your team an A score or even an S score when it comes to killing bonzo in Hypixel Skyblock floor 1. Make sure to watch to the end if you want to see the boss fight, and make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you. So, without further ado, I will warp into the dungeon using Yummy as my springboard, and we will begin. So, this is how you do floor 1 in a solo manner. So you start by clearing out the rooms in a methodical process. As an archer, you are the glass cannon, so you should really try to take care in clearing out rooms, because you can overpower the mobs as long as you don't get ambushed. That's really how this build works. Because I'm in full skeleton master, and I am using a spirit bow, which is floor 4 quality items, I should be able to overpower these. Most people have to use lower quality items to do floor 1, but I personally recommend buying carries until you can do, buying a carry to like F4, so that when you do F1 on your own, it's really easy. The only threat is that because I'm a glass cannon class, we're at a serious risk of just outright getting slaughtered. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So what we do is we go back here, and now we just begin methodically clearing out the room. As I mentioned, there is no rush whatsoever because we want to get an A run. And one way we can blow our A run is by trying to rush. The main thing that can kill us in our attempt to get a good run is the mini bosses. The bosses themselves aren't that hard, but the mini bosses can be a real pain, especially because you don't have to solely deal with them. Like bonzo, it's only him you have to deal with, but like the other bosses, you have to deal with multiple mini bosses, which can get overwhelming. So what you want to do is you want to quickly do the puzzles. Most of the puzzles have an online solution you can Google if you don't really know the solutions. There's one puzzle in 4.1 which I actually don't know the solution, so if we come across that one, we're in a bit of trouble. So hopefully we shouldn't come across that one, at least not anytime. So we tie our secret, and now we can get a little more strength and crit damage. Now we run out this side, and now we go back in. Let's quickly gun this guy down. After we quickly gun these two down, we are going to go, and we are going to, once again quickly mop the floor against these, we are going to attempt a mini boss. Now, mini bosses are, I'm not going to lie, incredibly challenging, because they do a lot of damage, a lot. Yeah, I will not attempt to lie with you. Mini bosses do outrageous amounts, and I mean outrageous amounts of damage, but hopefully using a spam trick, you should be able to gun them down pretty quick. Everything else, you don't necessarily need to crit everything out. Even if you have maxed out crit chance, you don't need to crit everything because you are an archer and you do an ungodly amount of damage in Skeleton Master armor. Skeletor is even better, but Skeleton Master has lower requirements. But then again, because I'm using the Spirit Bow, I could technically be in full Skeletor armor. But that stuff is more expensive. You want to clear all the rooms before you do the boss so you can get the most loot from your run, which makes the run worth it to do. As I mentioned earlier, one of the main reasons people like dungeons is the profit, and if you want to make loads of profit, this is the main way you want to be doing it. calmly clearing out these rooms is incredibly challenging when the Wi-Fi is bad. But if you're getting low at any point, I recommend just trying to heal up, because the higher you are in health, the less likely you're going to be completely and utterly floored in terms of HP. When you're at half health, if as an archer you're at severe risk, at any moment you could be completely wiped out HP wise if you're an archer at half HP, which is why I recommend being extra careful. You need to be extra careful, which slows you down, but the benefit of being extra careful is that you are guaranteed to get a good run. The puzzle rooms can also be cleared using logic. My chest has the reward, Ramsey is telling the truth. Both of them are telling the truth. Also, Renoa has the reward in her chest. And I was not fooled by Evelyn. That is a very... The logic puzzles are difficult to clear unless you have a reasonable amount of intelligence, in which case they're not. But yeah, the logic puzzles aren't that difficult to clear if you have a reasonable amount of intelligence. People, it's not rocket science. It's a second grade level logic puzzle. You're not gonna need any sort of advanced training to figure out a simple logical deduction puzzle where one of the participants is not telling you the truth. And now this is the room that I can't figure out, so I'm going to leave that up to you. So now we've done those 2 rooms, we've done all the rooms that I am capable of doing as a human being, we are going to do the room that directly leads to the boss room. The boss room itself is fairly easy to do because it's cheesable. But again, for this room, we just want to take it slow, because the last thing we want to do is die in the room that's not even the boss room. So we want to take it as slow as we can in this final room. Well, as slow as is reasonable. And once we get like the blood key, what we want to do is go and open this door. This door is fairly easy to do as long as we don't fall victim to its traps. The Watcher has a variety of traps that it likes to pull on us, so we just need to use toggle shift to stay shifted. And we will be fine. As you can see, higher level gear allows you to do a god-awful amount of damage to these individuals on the ground. Hence the fact that we're pretty much two-shotting everything on the ground, which is the expected outcome given that the gear we're using. Because Archer class gives severe bonuses to arrow-related items, pretty much. And it lets us absolutely take these guys to the floor in pretty much record time. We do not really need to try to take these guys to the floor. We just need to, like, scope. You just quickly scope in. The difficult part, of course, is Bonzo. He's the one that we usually have trouble with. But Bonzo can also be cheesed fairly easily using our special class ability. As you can see, this cheesing technique is really, really easy and requires virtually no effort whatsoever to pull off. And now just like that, we kill the Watcher, which is pretty easy. Bonzo himself is the one who's a bit more difficult, but I will also explain how you can kill him. And as you can see, I accidentally messed up the Bonzo boss fight, but he is not the most difficult guy to do, and we should be fine as long as we just keep on moving. The technique to beat Bonzo is to just keep on running as long as you need to be honest. In Bonzo, we just slowly chase down. Until we finally kill him. As you can see, Bonzo is clearly not the hardest of bosses to do, as long as you follow the policy of just keeping on running. As long as you just keep on running, Bonzo is a fairly easy boss. As long as you just keep on running. You run, you shoot, you run, you shoot, and just like that, Bonzo is dead. And that is how you single-handedly get an A score on Catacombs Floor 1. Woo woo. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you subscribe and like.